thank you everybody for attending. You have such a great organization. The Wine community in the Central Valley is rich and strong. And tonight we're here to recognize a long-standing family, but also an individual that has a passion for farming, agriculture, and wineries as well. It was brought to our attention to the board back in the spring that maybe we should recognize an individual, but also a family that's had a long-standing wine-growing history, wine production, from the winery to growing today. And a good friend brought it to my attention, past colleague, that we need someone that's dynamic. And I think this individual exemplifies that. He's a neighbor just across the street from me. It's a family, great people. Such a wonderful gentleman. He's a gentleman farmer. He loves it. He's out there every day. And in fact, it's kind of a funny story. I used to wear these red wing boots, and we were at lunch one day, and we go, "Oh, those are the Robert Markarian gentleman farmer boots." He still wears them every day. Every time I run into him, he has them. So it's a very humble person to do it, and I think that we should recognize and be proud of someone that has longevity to be a producer and not the easiest market to be in over the years. But still, they're productive and profitable, and still humble, kind, and generous in whatever he does. So tonight, for as many decades and generations and over 100+ years of generational wealth and contribution to our wine-growing community, I introduce Robert Markarian. Robert?
Okay, I'm not used to using a microphone.
Here, I'll stand with you.
If I could just set this all down over here, I am going to need some notes. Thank you, Joey, for that kind introduction. I deeply appreciate it. I know there's a lot of family farms represented here that have a story of how they came into being. I want to thank the Wine Growers Association for inviting me here tonight with this award and giving me an opportunity to tell ours. Let me just begin by saying I've always wanted to be a farmer. It began with my family living on the winery property owned by my grandfather, Grigor Arkeli. He was an immigrant from Armenia that came to California in the late 1800s. The first 9 years of my life were spent at the Mission Bell Winery, a property that he owned and operated for quite a few years. It began in the 1930s and through the 40s. I remember living there and the excitement of it all, being there, the sounds and the smells, the aromas, the smells that were coming from that winery. And I remember also during the crushing season, I see those trucks loaded with grapes on that palm-lined driveway. dad, Les Markarian, was Precourt's son-in-law, and he was in charge of everything that I saw while we were living there. But he would never let me get near it. He would tell me, it's too dangerous over there. You just stay near the house and play. So I did, sometimes. In 1950, the winery was sold, and we moved to Fresno. Dad, however, purchased a vineyard near the winery and started his farming career in Madera. The summers in Fresno were really pretty boring, so I'd ask my dad if I could go to the ranch with him. His answer was always no, just stay at home and take care of the yard or something like that. Finally, after a few more summers, at the age of 14, he agreed to take me to the ranch. I was taken directly to Victor, the ranch foreman, to be put out in the field to work. There was not going to be any easy job for Robert. I'm not sure of my father's intentions, but seemingly he was always encouraging me to pursue something other than agriculture. But I really enjoyed working out in the fields with Victor and his boys. We trained vines together, we hoed cotton. Yes, we had some cotton too. I think every farmer in Madera grew cotton in those days, or at least a little bit of it. They showed me how to start the siphon pipes to get the irrigation going. And then interesting, one day one of the boys showed me how to pull over an irrigation ditch with a shovel. It was anything but boring, and I was enjoying every minute of it. In 1960, it was time to make a choice about college, so I enrolled in the Fresno State Viticulture program. The years spent studying under Vincent Petrucci and Nick DeCruzio were special, and I really learned a lot. One day, Vince said something that I will never forget. We were all standing out on the school vineyard, and Vince was standing there with the pruning shears, and he was going to give us a demonstration on how to cane prune a vine. And he said this, and let me quote it. Your fathers have sent you here to learn how to farm vineyards. I'm going to show you the textbook perfect way to prune this vine. But when you get back on your family's farm, you may have to do things differently. I knew then that this was a humble man with a healthy respect for the farmers that were entrusting their kids to his teaching. I didn't know I was going to have to hold the microphone. During this time at Fresno State, I met my future wife, Joyce Boloyan, a young nursing student. We eventually got married, and I started working for my father full-time. Dad had finally come to terms with my career choice, and we spent many years growing our business together until his death in 2010. In 2012, I was farming by myself with nobody to follow in my footsteps. Our three children had chosen paths that led them away from the farm. Then, a mosquito carrying West Nile virus hit me, and everything changed. Being quite ill and unable to finish the harvest that year, my wife called our oldest child, Jennifer, and asked if she could possibly take a couple weeks off from teaching and help with the harvest. She agreed, and with the help of our good friend Gary Kalajian, she got the grapes for Ellen Pete picked. And then Gary helped her get the grapes for Pete Camarda and the wine group picked as well. During the weeks of my recovery, I proposed to Jennifer an opportunity to retire from her teaching job and consider farming full-time. she immediately joined our family farm operation. A year later, her son Kevin decided it was time to get his life and career going, and he too joined us. Our daughter-in-law, Gail Markarian, also works with us, taking care of business in our office. Prior to this event, Joyce and I prayed much about what we would do if I could no longer run the farm. Well, you know, God is faithful, and He does work in mysterious ways sometimes. And this time, His answer brought not only one, but 2 generations to run the Markarian family farm. What becomes of our ranchers when we're gone will be in the hands of our children. But because I believed in the family farm unit as really the strength of agriculture, my hope and prayer is that our farm will continue. You know, there's always been a future in this business, and there always will be. Despite any obstacles that may come their way, if the young people, like my grandson Kevin, will nurture their passion for farming, like I know he has, I believe we will continue to see grapes grown in this great San Joaquin Valley for many, many years to come. So it's just really a pleasure to be here with you all, and thank you for listening to my story, and I really hope one day I'll be able to hear some of yours. So, thank you.